Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Darius from artistshortcut.com, and in this video I want to talk about time management for music artists. So time management basically is just exactly what it sounds like. It's managing your time. And a lot of artists, they waste time, not necessarily because they want to waste time, but that's just the lifestyle that a lot of us live, right? So a lot of artists, they come from urban environments, or they come from environments with not too much business structure. So they don't understand that, one, your time is really valuable. Your time is more valuable than your money and things of that nature. But also that every second you spend on something actually has a monetary value appointed to it. Your time is worth something. Regardless if you value it or not, it is worth something. And managing your time is crucial, because some of us, we work jobs, or we have a family, or we're married, or we have kids, or whatever it is that we do. And all of these different things take away our time. So you have to know how to manage your time best in order to actually become a successful artist. Because if you can't manage your time, you can't make music. And if you can't make music, you can't be an artist. And if you can't be an artist, you'll probably be unhappy if you're watching this video, because that's probably what you want to do. So a few things to just think about when trying to manage your time is, one, what moves your career? Like what gives you the most value? What makes the most, like, that puts the biggest dent in your career? And what I mean by that, to kind of further explain, is like, what helps you the most? Like, what do you do that helps you the most? Is it the making the music that helps you? Is it the marketing of the music that helps you the most? Like, you have your own strengths and weaknesses, and you need to be able to identify what it is that you do that helps you the most as an artist. What helps you become successful the most? You can't do everything correct. You can't do everything good or efficient. That's just, you're one person. So you need to figure out what it is that you do the best, and then utilize that. Just focus on that for a minute, get that together, and then focus on some of the things that you do that you're not the best at, you're not that efficient at, but you learn those things and you work at them until you're able to delegate that to somebody else, until you're able to bring somebody on board for them to handle that. Another thing about time management is, like, you have to decide between, like, whether it's either you have money or you have time. If you're working a job, you probably have some money but don't have time. If you don't work at a job, you probably have time but no money. And a lot of these things will kind of direct your decisions. I think that all artists should be able to work 7 days a week. Even if it's 30 minutes to an hour a day, you should be able to put something towards your career. Whether it be writing a song, whether it be learning something. Maybe you're watching this video right now. Even if you watch one of my videos a day, like, just that knowledge. And I don't necessarily think you should binge watch all my videos. I think you should watch what you need. So if you have a problem and you're like, man, I don't know how to do this, you could search through my videos and see if I've already answered that question, or if I've helped people with that same problem. Watch that video, take from it, learn, and then take action on that video. Don't watch everything, because you'll get overwhelmed. If you watch all the videos at once, if you binge watch it, it seems complicated as ever. It seems just overwhelming, and you'll probably leave away from watching those videos like, yo, this is too much work. So only take what you need, but always, every single day, work at least 30 minutes to an hour on something. I would recommend that for artists, you focus on your career in a few different stages. I would say that you should focus on the music first, because the music is kind of your upfront product. And you don't necessarily, and that's not necessarily saying you have to sell it, but that's the thing that people expect from you. If you're a music artist, they expect music. You want to knock out the music part first. Have your songs together. You don't have to release any songs or nothing like that. And then focus on, like, the branding part. So focus on your image. Once you have music, focus on your image, your website, your logo, all these different things, bio, all types of things. Focus on that. And then once you have your music and your branding together, focus on some of the marketing. So focus on marketing yourself and the music. And that can come in, like, whether you're using social media, whether you're doing some PR, some outreach, whether it's just networking. Like, focus on just that. When you try to mix, like, I make a song and then I switch to branding mode so I can get all the marketing materials for the song, and then I switch to marketing the song, and then after I'm done with that, I go back to the music. I feel like that doesn't give you enough time to actually learn what you need to do some trial and error, and just get focused to be in that mode. So I definitely recommend doing one thing at a time. So record your music. If you're recording music, focus on that for a couple weeks or a month, however it is, however long you want to take to create a decent amount of songs. Then focus on the branding part. So get yourself together, get your logo, your photography, get all of your, your images, get your videos, get your website, all of these branding things that people, when they look at you, you want them to think, oh, he's an artist. You want them to know that. You don't want them to think like he's trying to be an artist or nothing like that. You want them to think you are an artist. And you want to get all your branding things together. And then once you have your music together and you have your image and your branding and everything together, then you go into marketing mode. Because once you market your music, you're marketing yourself. Because you made the music. You are the creator. So people, if they like your music, they want to know about the creator. So that's kind of like a two birds in one stone type of thing. If you're marketing your music but your branding isn't together, then your lack of branding is going to take away from the quality of your music. Even if your music is really good, it's just going to take away from it, and people are not going to gravitate towards it so much, because it's like a scale. It's like if your music is really good and your branding is bad, it's like you're not even, you're not level. If your branding is really good, your music is bad, you're still not level. If your music is okay and your branding is okay, at least then you're level. Like, don't try to make really good music and forget about your branding, and don't try to make really good branding materials and forget about your music. Keep things level, keep things balanced, because as you grow and you improve, you can always boost those things up. But I always think you should focus on one aspect or another. And I know I got a little bit away from like the actual time management part of it. A lot of people too, they say you got to make a lot of sacrifices and you got to make tons of time commitments and things like that. In a way, yes, you do have to make sacrifices depending on the person that you are. So me, I make a lot of sacrifices because I don't spend as much time with my family, or I don't spend enough time nurturing my relationships and things like that. Like, those are technically sacrifices that I make, but also I enjoy what I do so much that it's like, it's not necessarily a sacrifice for me. Now, if you're someone who goes out and parties every weekend, or you're playing video games all day, it does become a sacrifice, because then you have to sacrifice something that you value probably a lot more than the music. Because if you're doing it consistently and you're doing it more than you actually focus on the music, you value it more. So you will have to make some sacrifices, but it's not as crazy as people make it seem. It's not like you have to like not eat and let your health go to waste and just stare at a computer all day or be in a studio all day. Like, you don't have to. That's not the way it has to go. You can always build kind of a lifestyle music artist type of business, because that's what a lot of artists are after they blow up and they reach their peak and they start to fade out. Like, they're still making a lot of money. Hopefully, some of them are still making a lot of money. Not a lot of them. Some of them are still making a lot of money. Some of them are kind of balancing that life and the business side of it and the music side of it. So you don't have to like sacrifice everything for it, at least in my opinion, right? Like, I'm not an artist. Take what I say as far as like what you need to sacrifice with a grain of salt. I'm a marketer, so maybe my stuff is a little bit different than being an artist. To go back to the main point, time management is something that it's personal. You have to learn what works best for you. But the best tip I can give you is focus on one thing at a time. If it's music, focus on creating the music. If it's branding, focus on branding yourself and the music. If it's marketing, focus on promoting yourself and the music. Don't try to just crowd them all together. Do one at a time. Get decent at it. You don't have to get great. Get decent enough that you can get fans, and fans will appreciate it, and then move on to the next thing. And then you can repeat that cycle and improve on your previous projects and things of that nature. So guys, that is time management for artists. I'm sorry if I made this a little bit longer than it had to be. You guys know I try to do one takes. I try to make it as genuine as possible. I try to do as little editing as possible, because a lot of stuff comes off the top of my head, and I want you to understand that like I'm passionate about what I talk about, and I'm passionate about marketing, music, all that type of stuff. I want you to take from this is to be as authentic as possible and genuine as possible with all my videos. I don't want to sit here and be reading from a sheet of paper and giving you just some stuff that I researched and wrote down, and now I'm trying to act like I know it all, because I don't know it all. So apologize again if this video was too long or if I rambled or anything, please let me know your thoughts about this video in the comments below. Please thumbs up the video, subscribe because it helps the channel grow. And until the next video, guys, I'm out.